I only have this one up here and this one. This is, I'm just gonna show them the airflow on that one. This one, and then the one down here where the dog comes down here. So the odor is right there. Yeah, we're setting the rooms up for the dogs to come in.
Here, one there, then it works, and it's not always just right there.
The next 2 days, everything's in play.
Spike's gonna draw your room. I'm gonna give you 2 tests.
I had a couple of friends that were on Internet Crimes Task Force. One of the guys was talking about the frustration of going into a search warrant. We're going to set up some of the smaller devices, things like a micro SD. If they can find this, they can find anything. They spent 8 hours trying to find this one micro SD that had the images on it. The dogs will start indicating, and they get into odor about right here, and they'll start moving their head up. When they leave a house, the biggest question is, man, did we get it all? This is going to be nice because there's some gum in here. I've been a firefighter for 30 years, and knowing working with accelerant K9's save us hours in arson fires when a place is completely burned down. I said, I've heard they can train these dogs to sniff out electronic storage devices. He said, well, do you think you could train one? I got the dog, started working with it. Within 2 weeks or so, I ran into my buddies. I said, hey, I want to show you something. And so we put backpacks out. The dog would indicate on a backpack, and I threw a thumb drive out, and he goes, you actually did this. And he said, we have a warrant next week. He said, I want you to come to this search warrant. We went to the search warrant, and the dog found something. They started inviting me to more search warrants, and each warrant the dog would find something. So after like the 8th one that's when the Jared Fogle case happened.
And now to a story that Eyewitness News broke this morning.
Breaking news, this on Jared Fogle.
Federal agents raided the Zionsville home of Subway restaurant spokesman
Agents
Jared
carried
Fogle.
out electronics to their mobile forensic unit parked in Jared's driveway.
Nobody really had heard about these dogs until the day we walked out of Jared's house.
Investigators brought in a black Labrador retriever, only one of 3 such canines in the nation, capable of sniffing and searching out electronic components.
I wasn't allowed to search. All I was supposed to do was work the dog. I didn't know if he indicated on anything, but when they came back a month later on the news and said the dog had found something.
The U.S. Attorney's Office called Bear's discovery of a hidden thumb drive vital to the investigation.
Whatever the dog found was a success of why they busted him.
Today, Jared Fogle has been charged and has admitted to participating in a 5-year criminal scheme to exploit children.
Right now, we've got the handlers here. They've been here for 2 weeks. They're getting used to their dogs. I get the dogs, I train the dogs. When the dogs are completely ready, I call for the handlers. We're just gonna load up rooms, and we're just gonna start working on advanced stuff, but we're just gonna see how far the dogs can go. Matt will be at a room, I'll be at a room, and Chaz will be at a room. Ready, Kevin?
Yes, sir. You ready?
Coming from a different types of odors like arson investigation, we use the accelerant K9's. That odor is so strong. With this odor is so minimal. The dogs really have to get in close to the odor. So we really had to change all of our techniques on how to train dogs. Working 6 or 7 dogs in one room, we're figuring out, what the dog's capabilities are and how close they have to get into odor.
There's going to be tough days and there's going to be good days. These are dogs and they're unpredictable sometimes, but they become predictable if you train and work with them every day, and that's what we try to do.
That's right. Good hit. Solid hit. Solid hit. That was the best any dog has gotten
I
up to
think
so
we're the
far.
cutting edge at this point, only because of just the amount of dogs that are going out. We have 51 dogs out in the last 5 years. When you have this many dogs working, you can do a lot of research. This is the bonding that we're looking for and the trust that he has in you. 2017, Operation Underground Railroad donated their first dog. I think by the end of 2021, if things go well, they'll have 40 dogs out, which is huge. There's only 62 internet crimes against children task forces around the nation, and so they're hitting the goal of getting the dogs in every task force.
During this class, we have many O.U.R. dogs that are being trained and certified. Iris is one of them. She put her nose like indicating right where that device was.
That's the biggest thing that I like with O.U.R. giving the dogs out, is because they give all the tools that are needed to conduct this type of investigation. I've already had 2 people text me this morning because they're at search warrants right now and they're finding things, and they're just letting me know that what their dogs are doing out there.
I think one of the greatest things about what we're doing here with these dogs from Jordan Detection is that they take out the human element. They change our perspective. They give us the ability to look beyond the normal. That's pivotal, because When we deploy a dog into a home, now we're able to search areas that our eyes can't see, and things that we normally would look at differently now can be searched quickly by a dog. They increase our rate of search, and they also increase our ability to find things, and they do that through the odor. And that is something that you just can't replace. When the handlers and the dogs are working together, there's nothing better out there solving crimes and helping protect children by using these dogs. It's pretty fantastic.
When I was training dogs, I was running out of places to train. They need a big place to go, and I drove by this place every day and just didn't realize what it was.
When we first started in 2016, I stepped aside from a church that I had planted for 33 years, been the pastor there, to create the Hope Center. Through that process, we ended up with this 26-acre campus, a beautiful facility.
I came over and met with the Hope Center staff and asked if it would be a good place to work the K9's.
One of the things that we do here is we live to be a blessing, and we said, absolutely, we would love for you to come and bring your dogs and be able to begin to train them here on campus.
Well, good morning and thank you for coming. This started with one dog, and for this to be this big is pretty amazing. 51 dogs have been out in 5 years. That's pretty huge. I know the commitment the O.U.R has made to do 20 more. I do appreciate all your work and helping support the law enforcement.